Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar on tips for preparing for the upcoming school year. It's back to school time. Everybody is um, full force focused on, on back to school preparation. So we are hoping to provide you with some tips to help set you guys up for success for this upcoming school year. My name is Roxanne, and I am a community relations officer here at Neighborhood Credit Union. But we are joined today by Amber from GreenPath Financial Wellness. We partner with them for a whole host of things, but Amber is going to actually do the presentation for us today. She's got some great information, and I know it's going to be helpful for everybody. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Roxanne. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining the webinar today, or if you're watching the recording, we appreciate you taking the time. This is some really good information that Neighborhood Credit Union and GreenPath have partnered together to bring to you. So like Roxanne said, my name is Amber. I am with GreenPath Financial Wellness. I am a partner experience manager. So my job is really to partner with Roxanne and staff at the credit union on how we can provide you more resources. We also provide one-on-one financial counseling that's available to members as well. So we're really just going to dive right into it today. And first, our agenda. While everyone is enjoying summer vacation and hopefully having a lot of fun, we know that back to school time is around the corner. We know that planning for the upcoming school year can get a bit stressful and expensive. So today, we want to share some tips for reducing your education costs from pre-K all the way up to college. We will cover tips for saving on supplies, reducing school fees and expenses, and some tips on reducing college expenses as well. So starting a new school year is always exciting. With the new school year comes new opportunities. Whether you are starting or returning to college, or your child is entering a new grade, we know you want to be as prepared as possible. Having the right supplies is essential for starting this year, but it does not have to break the bank. First, I will share some tips on reducing your supply expenses. So before you start shopping, it's a good idea to take inventory of all the items you may already have. You may find that you have items from last year that are perfectly fine to be reused again. Your child's school may already have given a list of school supplies needed to purchase, or it may be available on the school's website. Take notice of all the items you may already have before purchasing. This is super, super important. And I'm just going to touch on some things because I have 2 school-age children myself. So I think it's important to share like my personal experience. So for school supplies especially, I always have a bag that comes home at the end of the year with notebooks and pencils and markers that have not been touched. I'm not sure if that's because there's an abundance that comes in voluntarily through parents and things like that. But put those away the following year because you can reuse them. The other thing in terms of the school supply list that you're given from the school, keep in mind that you may get an additional list where they're asking for donations. Can you give us some Kleenex, or do you have the ability to give paper towel? Things like that. It is okay to say no. It is okay if it does not fit into your budget and you're not able to donate. They do have many, many people that donate. They get things from the community and things like that. So it's okay to say no if you are not able. Setting a budget for your back to school shopping is always a great idea. So having a set amount of funds that you will dedicate to shopping will encourage you to stick to that amount without going over or spending without keeping track. To determine your shopping budget, take note of the funds you have available and subtract any upcoming priority expenses. Whatever is left over can then be a starting point for your shopping budget. You can always increase your budget if you have more funds available. Try to stick to your budget as much as possible to avoid that overspending. So once you've determined your budget, consider using cash for your purchases instead of your cards. With using cash for purchases, you can keep track of your spending easier and make sure your spending is within those budget limits. If you do opt for using cards for purchases, make sure to pay extra attention to spending and what that budget is. And then once you have your budget determined and have your shopping list, identify what the must-haves are and what items you can skip. While some items might be more important, some items you can absolutely skip. When you do begin your shopping, stick to the generic items, as a lot of cartoon character items typically are more expensive. We all know that that's what our kids want. They want the Pokemon, they want the Bluey, which is totally okay in moderation. But if you want your child to match head to toe, backpack, notebook, all the things, then it might get a little bit more expensive if you're trying to match those cartoon characters. When doing your shopping, you can start with online searches for student discounts. A lot of large retailers have student discounts, or even teachers do as well, where you can enter your student ID or student email account and receive a small discount on your purchases. While these student discounts may apply to college students typically, some retailers may honor a discount for K through 12 students as well. You can also check coupon-specific websites such as Retail Me Not, Coupon Cabin, for coupons for a variety of online retailers. Coupons are a great way to save some extra money. Also, check out apps for stores you shop at frequently. Apps such as Target Circle often have many coupons and discounts you can utilize as well. Walmart mobile app, they have a lot of discounted prices around the school year and their school supplies. Compare prices when you shop online. You do not have to limit yourself to one store. Another way to save on back-to-school shopping is getting thrifty. Thrift shopping is a great way to get the essentials you need while saving on costs. Online thrifting has become increasingly popular. Facebook Marketplace has many items that you can find locally, including many school supplies. Also, check Facebook to see if your neighborhood has a Buy Nothing group. Buy Nothing groups are typically local to you, with people offering items they no longer use for free or looking to potentially trade items. Keep your eye out for back to school time. These groups may be filled with supply swaps or donations. If you're looking for low cost supplies but might not have the time or patience for thrifting, dollar stores are a great way to save on supplies as well. Also, check out teacher supply websites or stores. You may be able to get a discount on certain items. Buy Nothing groups are amazing. If you have not looked into them, definitely do that. I love mine myself. I got a brand new flat screen TV that I couldn't believe that someone wanted to give me for free. So I am in my Buy Nothing group, and I'm in there always searching for different items. And then also parent groups on Facebook. Check those out. Facebook is a really good resource for things like this.
I want to throw this out there because
Yeah.
I just did this, Amber. I was cleaning out, we had these drawers in our spare room, and it was full of school supplies, like notebooks and markers and
Yeah.
all this sort of thing. Well, I didn't need some of that stuff. My kids are getting older
Yeah.
now, and so I didn't need some of that stuff. So I did. It's not a buy nothing group, but it's a parent group, and I just posted this. Actually, I did a video of all of it that I had, and I'm like, does somebody need this? Like, I can't throw it away. It's
Yeah.
perfectly good stuff. So who need? And so there was another mom. She's like, yes, I'll take all of it, and she just came and
Yes.
picked it all up. It was so great.
There are so many people that are looking for stuff like this. During the pandemic, I homeschooled my kindergartner at the
Mhm,
time, who is
mhm.
now going into fifth grade. Oh my gosh. But I did that with with him, and I had an abundance of things that I don't need anymore. I had a dry erase board that like stood up, and I did the same thing. I happened to give it to a neighbor, but same thing. I was like, I can't get rid of all this. It was like a clock with time. It was everything, a calendar. So definitely make sure you're looking on those websites on Facebook, or browsing the thrifting websites and things like that, because you will find some things that people are wanting to part ways with, but they don't want to throw it away.
Right. Really great resource.
Yes. Another way to save on back to school shopping is to take advantage of tax-free holidays in your state. Tax-free days are days designated by your state where sales tax is temporarily suspended on certain items. Tax-free days and the items that are tax-free are determined by your state. Some states will do tax-free days on certain items, specifically back-to-school items. You can search state's tax-free holiday information online, or visit your state's Department of Taxation website for more details. This is something I learned. I did not know this. So.
Yeah, in Texas, because Amber, I know you're not here in Texas, but here in Texas, it is August 8th through the 10th. So just FYI, that's our tax-free weekend.
As soon as I'm done today, I'm looking when mine is, because that is amazing.
Right? Yes.
Now that we've covered school supplies, let's shift gears and discuss saving on school and education expenses. If you have little ones who are pre-K age, you may have been looking into preschools and notice that preschools may have high monthly costs. One way to save for preschool costs is to potentially volunteer for your tot school. By volunteering, you will be able to give some of your time and save on some of the cost. Contact your preschool for more information. Additionally, some states offer Head Start programs. Head Start programs offer free preschool for lower income families. I'm based here in Michigan, and here we have the Great Start Readiness Program, which offers free pre-K to eligible 4-year-olds whose families are below 400% of the poverty level. Contact your state's website for more information regarding Head Start and other free pre-K programs. GSRP, which is our Great Start Readiness Program here in Michigan, is an outstanding program. I have an aunt that actually taught in the program. It's an outstanding program, so make sure you take a look and see what's available in your state. If you have older children or children transitioning out of pre-K, you may be trying to decide what school to enroll your child in for further education. There are, of course, public schools which depend on where you live in for enrollment. However, there are other options as well. Charter schools are an alternative to public schools, as they are public funded as well. However, they are under specific contracts or charters, as opposed to state curriculum. Charter schools can provide more flexibility for parents looking for an alternative to public schools, but cannot afford or do not want to pay tuition. Charter schools may also offer more flexibility for schools outside of your local district. If you are interested in private schools for your kiddos but are worried about costs, there are some ways you can reduce costs. First, depending on your state, you may be able to get a school voucher to help with private education costs. School vouchers are government-funded scholarships that can be used towards private education costs for K through 12 students. Not every state has a voucher program. However, if your state does not offer vouchers, you may be able to apply for scholarships. The school that you are interested in may offer scholarships as well. Consider an online search for scholarships to apply for. If you are considering private schools in the future, consider a 529 plan. A 529 plan is a tax advantage savings account that is used specifically for K through 12 or higher education costs. 529 plans allow you allocating savings specifically for education costs with no income taxes on the funds in the 529 account. A 529 plan can be used for tuition and any other qualifying education costs, but must be used for education costs only. So contact Neighborhood Credit Union for more information. If you or your child are thinking about higher education, be sure to apply for FAFSA as soon as possible. While the deadline for this year's application has passed, applications for the 2025-26 school year will be available until June 30th of 2026. The free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA, is the application that provides you with student aid that you may qualify for. FAFSA can include grants, student loans, work-study programs, or a combination of different aid options. We will discuss higher education costs and aid in more detail later. So we're going to shift gears once more. We are now going to discuss higher education and reducing college costs for your child or even yourself. With the increasing costs of higher education, it is not something you want to take lightly. You want your child to be as prepared as possible and have a solid plan going in. It's a good idea to take some time to create a college plan. This plan can include determining how many credits your child plans on taking, what they are majoring in, what career they would like to have in the future, and what schools they are considering. Are they planning on staying in state, or do they have their eyes on an out-of-state university? Make note of all these factors when creating a college plan. After you or your child have created your college plan, it's time to start working towards it. Depending on your child's desired career, they may be able to seek internships for high school students, apprenticeships, or work experience programs. This will give your child experience and exposure to the career they may want to help determine if they want to pursue this in higher education. Also, depending on the internship, they may be able to get college credit, which can help lower costs of tuition. Another great way to get ahead on some tuition savings are to consider AP classes. Advanced placement classes will allow your child to receive college credit for completing the course. These AP class credits can go towards any university or community college, giving them a head start on college savings. If your child's school does not offer AP courses, they may be able to take advantage of the college level examination program, or CLEP. CLEP allows your child to take an exam on certain introductory college courses, subjects, and receive college credits. The typical CLEP exam is about $95, which is significantly cheaper than college tuition. Keep in mind that schools may have certain policies regarding CLEP, and not all schools accept CLEP exams. You can visit clep.collegeboard.org for more information. Another great way to lower higher education costs is to consider community college first, then transferring to a university after. Colleges typically have a low education cost and are a great way to complete the first 2 years of general education classes, typically required by universities for a lower cost than a 4-year university. While FAFSA may be able to provide you with student aid, it may not be enough to cover all grants and scholarships as first places to loans. Grants and scholarships do not need to be paid back, whereas student loans will require repayment for any scholarship. Applications. Start early and start searching online for scholarships to apply. If your child has a school advisor, they may be able to provide them with grant and scholarship opportunities as well. Also, reach out to the university you're interested in as well. They may also have a scholarship to apply for. So did you know that the average cost of room and board is almost $13,000 $1,000. That can be quite expensive. If your senior plans on attending a four-year university, it is certainly important to learn about the cost of room and board prior to making your decision. If your senior does decide to live on campus, be aware of the cost of the dorm they are staying in, as well as the required meal plans for food. Many universities require freshmen to live on campus, and some require on-campus living for the first 2 years. To save on costs, consider having a roommate, as single occupancy rooms come with higher costs. As for meal plans, many universities offer different amounts based on several meals per day. Be sure to select a meal plan that you are sure you can use. Sometimes the highest amount isn't the most beneficial. A lot of unused meals end up going to waste, while you still must pay for the total amount. If your university does not require campus living, consider living off campus to reduce costs. Many universities have apartments that are close to campus. Discuss off-campus living with your senior and let them know the pros and cons. They may save overall on housing and food expenses, but will be required to sign a lease and pay monthly. They will have to purchase a plan won't be provided. So consider having a roommate to help split apartment costs with them as well. If you are considering options, have a plan created and make sure they are aware of the responsibilities that come with living off campus on their own. Another campus cost to consider is the cost of parking and transportation. While having their car on campus may sound like a good idea in theory, consider how much they plan on using it. Often, universities are quite walkable, so there is no need to drive between buildings to get to class. If there are any classes that may be on another site, some universities do have their own bus or shuttle system between campus. Having a car may be convenient, but consider the parking costs. Many universities require parking pass purchased for on-campus parking, or there may be metered parking. If a parking pass is not purchased and is required, they may be subject to parking tickets, which is also no fun. Discuss the pros and cons of having a car on campus. Some things to ask before making your decision are, how far is their housing on to campus? How do they plan on getting home for the holidays or breaks? Can they reliably use public transportation? Do they have or are planning on having an off-campus job that requires a commute? All things to consider when deciding to bring a car or not. So we've covered a lot of information today. I hope you leave today's presentation feeling better prepared for the upcoming school year. To close us out, I want to leave you with a few key reminders. Start early. The sooner you can begin shopping, planning for the upcoming school year, applying for scholarships and vouchers, the better. Create a plan that can help guide you through the future. Having a solid plan, whether it is for planning for which charter or private schools you're considering, or planning what college prep exams your senior will be taking, having a plan is key to success. And I hope everyone has a fantastic school year. We do have some resources here, and Roxanne is going to share these links in the chat with you. We also will make sure that these resources and URLs here are shared in the email that's sent out with the recording of the webinar. So no worries if you don't catch it in the chat or if you're not here live, you will be receiving this information in an email. And then Roxanne's going to tell us a little bit more about the benefits of GreenPath and how you can take advantage. You're on mute.
Yes, the lovely mute button. So yes, so GreenPath has a whole host of resources to help you reach your financial goals. So if you take a closer look at your specific situation, whether it's school related or not, you are welcome and encouraged to call GreenPath Financial Wellness for a free confidential financial assessment. GreenPath certified counselors can review your credit report. They can take a look at your budget and collaborate with you to develop an action plan to help you work towards your goals. GreenPath can also talk about other financial concerns or goals that you may have, say, related to housing, student loans, or debt. They are free and confidential resource for you. And make sure you let them know, though, that we here at Neighborhood Credit Union sent you.
Perfect. Thank you, Roxanne. And then just a couple quick reminders. If you are here with us live, you can grab these QR codes on each of the following screens. These are additional resources. I will also share a resource guide along with the recording for all participants. If you are watching the recording, you can grab these QR codes now. And great resources. It's an aligning priorities workbook and a budget worksheet. These will also be sent to you with the recording in the emails, so you will have access. But if you want them just available on your phone right now, this is where you're going to grab that QR code. And then GreenPath has several digital online courses, so please check out GreenPath's Learning Lab Plus. You can scan the QR code now. It is available through the partnered website that we have with Neighborhood Credit Union. These courses, there's tons of them, but this one could help with making the most of your money. It speaks to what we just kind of talked about. So scan that if you'd like to have access to that Learning Lab Plus course. And then Aligning Priorities Digital course, this is another Learning Lab Plus course. This kind of goes hand in hand with that Aligning Priorities workbook that you will have access to. It just helps you to be able to get on track with a budget. So you can scan that QR code now. And then we also have an upcoming live webinar if you may like to register today to attend that next month. This is GreenPath's webinar, Your Financial Wellness Checkup, Review, Adjust, Succeed. So if that fits your needs, definitely scan this QR code and get registered for that now. And then we are partnering again with Neighborhood Credit Union in October. I know that's a couple months away, but keep your eye out on the Neighborhood Credit Union website for the next live webinar, which is Identity Theft, Fraud, and Scams. This is a very, very popular topic, so I'm excited about joining you back here for that. So just take a look at the Neighborhood Credit Union website, and there will be registration for that once that goes live. And then we do just want to open up the floor. I know we have, it looks like Brianna here with us. So Brianna, if you do have any questions, feel free to shout those out. And then as we wrap up today, we would like to thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you again at the next webinar. Please take advantage of the free and confidential resources or a phone call with GreenPath. You'll see the phone number here on the screen, and then you'll always have access to the greenpath.com/neighborhood credit union partner website. And there you will find worksheets, guides, a lot of other resources available to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Roxanne, for having me. I appreciate you so much. And I hope everyone has a great rest of their day.
Wonderful. Thank you, Amber. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye-bye.